A bad shift feels chaotic, you know. It is marked by uncertainty, a palpable sense of unease among officers on the street. They receive contradictory instructions. Or worse, no instructions at all. Rules bend and shift depending on who is involved. Discipline feels less like correction and more like a lottery. Mistakes become more common. Morale drops. The invisible fabric of trust begins to fray. Everyone just trying to get through the hours unscathed. A good shift feels entirely different. It runs with a quiet rhythm of purpose and clarity. Expectations are clear because standards are communicated and upheld. Problems are addressed swiftly and fairly. Learning, not blame. Officers take calculated risks and make sound decisions under pressure. The first common style of supervision is that of the micromanager. This leader operates from a place of fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of losing control, fear of their own superiors. This fear becomes an obsessive need to dictate every action. They don't just set the destination, they demand to steer the car, work the pedals, and choose the radio station. They scrutinize grammar while ignoring the substance of the work. They require constant updates, creating a bottleneck that slows everything down. The impact on development and confidence is devastating. When every action is pre-approved, they learn not to think for themselves. Judgment atrophies. Hesitation threatens safety. Morale plummets. Good officers feel stifled and disrespected. They disengage or transfer out. True accountability gets lost in trivial corrections, and performance suffers. The second style is the avoider. Present, but functionally absent. They retreat to the office, abhor conflict, and avoid difficult conversations. Performance issues are ignored, hoping they resolve themselves. Feedback is scarce, positive or negative. A vacuum of guidance breeds confusion and inconsistency. Standards diverge. The dedicated feel unseen. Others realize no one is watching. Corners get cut. Rules bend. Inconsistency punishes the dedicated and rewards the indifferent. Trust erodes. Cliques form. Rumors spread. Accountability becomes non-existent. Risk grows for agency and community. Sloppy work leads to dismissed cases. Absence is not neutral. It degrades performance and safety. Inaction sends a powerful message. The third and most effective style is that of the balanced coach. Their role is not to control people, but to build them. The coach sets clear, high, and reasonable standards. They communicate expectations clearly and consistently. They don't hover, but they stay engaged. They observe outcomes and provide support where needed. They create an environment where good officers thrive and developing officers grow. Praise is specific and sincere. Corrections are private, calm, constructive, focused on behavior, not the person. Psychological safety encourages honesty and learning. Officers feel valued, respected, and invested in. Standards are clear and consistently applied. No surprises. Accountability is not just discipline. It is also support. High performance comes from commitment to the mission and confidence to achieve it. A supervisor's style shapes the thousands of discretionary decisions officers make every day. These decisions are the essence of police work. A leader's priorities become the officer's priorities. Supervision translates policy into street-level action. A sergeant who coaches de-escalation, praises calm communication, and models restraint programs officers to seek peaceful resolutions. They have the tools and permission to de-escalate when safe. Conversely, talking only about numbers teaches officers that outcomes matter more than method. They may resort to force or arrest when less intrusive options exist. Emphasizing procedural justice produces respectful, transparent policing and builds community trust. Dismissing complaints breeds contempt for citizens. The leader is the lens. Every briefing topic and casual chat creates ripples that define service. Those ripples shape the character of the shift. Morale is the collective belief in the mission, trust in leadership, and confidence in one another. High morale fuels resilience and discretionary effort. Low morale corrodes performance, ethics, and wellness. External factors matter, but the most immediate influence is the frontline supervisor. The sergeant is the daily custodian of morale. People don't leave jobs, they leave bosses. They can endure stress if they feel supported and valued. Clarity, fairness, and equitable correction build a reservoir of trust. Inconsistency breeds cynicism and fragments the team. Morale is built in small moments, consistent deposits into the bank of trust. High morale is deliberate, empathetic, consistent leadership. The supervisor keeps the heart beating. Accountability is the assurance that actions have consequences, the bedrock of public trust and internal integrity. It must be fair, consistent, and predictable. Frontline supervisors create and maintain this system. Micromanagers enforce trivia and overlook ethics. Avoiders create a vacuum where misconduct festers. Only the coach builds true accountability. Safety, ethics, professional conduct. Consistency makes accountability work. Selective enforcement breaks the system and breeds resentment. Follow through every single time. If reports are due by end of shift, the rule applies to everyone, every day. Explain the standard, why it matters, and the next steps to meet it. Clear standards, consistent follow-through, and supportive correction turn rules into living standards. Translating leadership theory doesn't require complex programs. It requires small, deliberate, consistent actions. Begin every shift with a structured, 5-minute briefing. State one clear priority and one known risk. Integrate 5-minute coaching after significant calls. Ask, what went well? What would you do differently next time? Use specific praise to reinforce desired behaviors. Bridge policy and practice with simple tools. Checklists don't replace judgment. They protect it under stress. Lieutenants, empower, coach, and resource your sergeants. Who is excelling? How are you recognizing them? Who is struggling? What is your plan? Guard consistency across shifts and protect leadership time. Create conditions for good supervision to flourish across the command. The contrast between a well-led shift and a poorly led one is stark, and not a matter of chance. The frontline supervisor stands at the fulcrum. With their actions, they can tip the balance toward chaos or toward clarity, toward fear or toward trust. They can control every detail, abdicate responsibility, or choose the coach's path. Set clear expectations. Clarity is kindness. Provide consistent feedback. The only way to grow. Hold people to high standards because you respect them. This leadership creates teams that are more effective, safer, and more just. Change doesn't begin with a new policy or grand initiative. It begins with you. Make a single, deliberate choice to lead differently. Real change is small, consistent actions over time. Your team is watching you. Choose one change this week. Start with a focused briefing, specific daily praise, or a 5-minute after action. Pick one. Write it down. Commit to it. Small, deliberate acts transform a unit, a shift, an outcome. Start now.